So this seems to have been a big talking point over the last day or so. What happens when you get to a toll gate and the power goes out? That was the situation at the Pumlani toll plaza on the N1 in Pretoria earlier this week. So there is a video doing the rounds on social media claiming to be of this incident. We haven't been able to independently verify it, but let's talk about what happens when this happens. And Solomon Kganyago, the Chief Operating Officer at the Bakwena Platinum Corridor concessionaire, joins us now. Good evening to you, Solomon, and welcome. So this event actually did happen.
Good evening, Iman and the viewers. I would like to confirm that, yes, indeed, this event did happen on Tuesday evening. And load shedding is affecting all of us, affecting businesses, families, and individuals in various ways. And Bakwena is not spared from all of this.
Okay, so great for confirming that. So it leads to the other questions then. Do you have a generator at the toll gate?
Yes, all our toll facilities have backup generators, and that has been part of our operations since inception in 2001. And the backup generators that we have are maintained and serviced regularly. However, they were not purposed or equipped to deal with the level of load shedding that we're currently experiencing.
But it's not a new thing, Solomon?
Absolutely. It's not new. And it's just the severity. And over the years, we have UPSs, we have generators backing up supply from Eskom, and we haven't had this kind of outage in the past.
Yeah, but 10, 12 hours load shedding in South Africa is almost becoming the norm over the last couple of weeks. And one would think, given the importance of the toll gates itself, that you would have backup systems on top of your backup systems.
Yeah, the UPS system is a backup system to electricity supply. And the UPS system is backed up by these generators. So on this evening, unfortunately, the generator didn't switch on.
So how are you remedying that situation?
We are currently looking at contingency measures to make sure that this kind of situation is not going to happen. So we are, as mentioned, servicing these generators on a continuous basis, weekly basis. And with this current load shedding that we're experiencing, all generators along the route are working.
All right, but okay, just to bring it all together, so you have systems that have been in place, you said since 2001, so for the last 20 years, you've got your backup systems. We are in an extraordinary situation in South Africa right now. And, you know, we just think that operationally, you would have your teams do an assessment on the current situation and provide a solution that can work even in extended hours or extended periods of load shedding. What you're sharing with us is, in fact, you don't have that. So you aren't able to enact that security of that, you know, that service provision, whether there's load shedding or not. And that's an incredibly dangerous situation. Would you agree that it's dangerous, or for you, is this a tolerable risk?
No, it's not a tolerable risk. We always ensure or endeavor that we provide an efficient system to the motorists who are using our roads, and always make sure that as they use the road, they feel safe. As mentioned, this situation, and as you rightly pointed, is extraordinary, and we are looking at long-term solutions, including solar solutions, which will help us in the long term. But there are other situations.
Solomon, I'm sorry to interject. I'm also just worried about time, and there are a couple of operational questions I want to get through. But it does beg a belief that still tonight you are thinking of enacting solutions. One would imagine that you'd have to be proactive. You would do an assessment of how many hours, what the impact is going to be, and already have these systems in place. It doesn't seem as if you have. So let's move on to the other things. when drivers, encounter a toll booth or a toll gate that doesn't have power, of course, the booms are down. What is the responsibility? What SOP do you have, for your staff, the attendants at the toll gates? What are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to manually open up those booms and allow people through?
We have primarily 3 modes of payment. One can pay using an e-tag. You can also pay using a credit card or cash. And all modes of payments, when we encounter a situation like this, all the road users can still be processed. Like it happened on Tuesday, all road users who were in that unfortunate situation were processed. So what we'd like to advise the motorists is whenever they encounter a situation like this, they need to be patient and not switch lanes, because that will exacerbate the situation. So to answer your question about the SOP, we do have an SOP that will enable us to make different kind of decisions based on the situation at hand.
It didn't seem to work, Solomon, right? Respectfully, on Tuesday night, it didn't work.
It did work. As I mentioned, all those who were in that situation were processed. But I would like to indicate as part of our SOP is that on the one extreme, if, for example, we have an outage in the middle of the day where there's no traffic, we put the plaza in manual mode. And as mentioned, everyone gets processed manually. However, if we encounter this situation, say during peak hours where volumes are high, we will lift booms and allow motorists to go through. So those are the 2 extremes. And in between, there are various scenarios. So our SOP enables us to make various kind of decisions based on the situation we encounter.
Right. So what can you tell us about the incident on Tuesday night? So we're going off some of the social media reports, and we're showing a video that apparently is of that event where there were long delays. There was no direction. No one seemed to be in charge directing traffic of where to go or what to do. You're saying that actually things went smoothly. Are you aware that people had to wait, or was that a fabrication on the part of people who were commenting or experiencing the story?
As I mentioned, and as you can see, there were people had to wait, but these were not long queues, and people were processed. Like I said, there are various scenarios that we look at, and I'll be able to make a call depending on the situation at the time.
So as it stands, though, with the other toll gates, and there are others along the N1, and I'm not sure where your jurisdiction begins and ends on that route, but it's likely this can happen again because you don't have a plan B.
Yeah, so we do have a plan B, and plan B, it includes UPSs, includes generators. So should it happen that motorists encounter this situation again, we will make a call. And as mentioned, if it happens during peak hours with long queues, we will open the booms, because the safety of our customers, safety of our motorists is top priority.
All right, Solomon, we leave it there. Thank you very much for talking to us tonight. That was Solomon Kganyago.